I'm getting higher, feeling my sleep. Sometimes it feels like I'll never go past you. Sometimes it feels like forever, forever. I'm going high, closer to my dream. I'm going higher, higher, like an almost free. So that was our grand opening, and it was amazing. We had so much fun, and we were so glad that everybody came to support. But that was the best part of the 6 months that I've been trying to open my business, and I'm going to go over why. I'm going to go over why I call my title the Failures of Success. Okay, so those of you that had me last year, y'all know I would tell y'all be quiet, be quiet. I got a phone call to make, right? Because I was always doing business during school or whatever. Or whenever y'all were doing reading, you guys be on a phone call, doing all this stuff. Because I was doing this, I was opening my business. It's a daycare. It's called Growing B2B Academy. That's my business partner, Danielle. She's a former athlete as well. She played at the University of Baylor, as well as she played in the WNBA. So we came together and decided that we wanted to start a new business and grow, do a daycare called Growing B2B Academy. So that was our partnership. We decided that we were both going to be, we both wanted a daycare. We both had young kids, and we thought that we needed nice places for young kids to have, that people, they didn't have to pay an arm and a leg, but they still wanted to have good education and good teachers that cared about them, about their emotional development. So then the first step we had to do is we had to go get together and we had to start an LLC. Y'all know how much LLC costs? All right, y'all know what LLC is? If you want to operate a business and not get sued, you need an LLC, because then that protects you and your personal property, your house, your home, your car, from being repossessed by the government and by other people who want to sue you. All right, so the first thing we did was we thought of a name and we created an LLC. An LLC is a piece of paper, and it's only about, it's like $325, and you file it with the state of Texas. All right, so then we had to develop a business plan. Y'all talked about business plans, right? Business plan, it's good that y'all are learning that, because we had to pay somebody to do our business plan. All right, it's about 20 pages of information about what your goals are, how much money you're gonna need if you wanna get a loan. You had to already develop the concept of your daycare, because it needs to know your vision, your mission, and all those things that you want to have in your business. So it's not an easy document. It's very tedious, and you have to be really, really sound in what you wanna do and what you wanna provide for other people. All right, so before we even opened our doors, we had a large list of things we had to do. So, which, as we're thinking about it, it did take a lot, but when you actually have to do it, it's a lot. So we did our LLC. We had, we were gonna hire somebody, because we've never been in the daycare business, right? So we were gonna hire somebody to teach us how to be in the daycare business and help us with our paperwork. So we were gonna pay somebody $16,000 to consult with us on how to operate a daycare. All right, but first, before we dropped all that bag, right, we needed to go and see what type of business she had. We went to her daycare, it was disgusting. And it was not what we wanted our daycare to be a representation of. So we decided not to go with that consultant, and we just decided to figure it out on our own. All right, so anyways, so we tried to do it on our own, and we couldn't. And so somebody reached out to me and was like, hey, how serious are you about having a daycare? And I was like, I don't know, what are you talking about? She's like, well, I need to get out of my lease, and I'm gonna sell all my assets at cost. I'm not gonna charge you any overhead. Just take over my lease, and you can have everything that's in it at this X amount of dollars. I was like, all right, bet. So we went to go look at it, and it's the building that you saw today. It had everything you saw in there except for a few things that we painted. all the toys, all the computers, the iPads, everything was in it. So we purchased that. So that's what we call our asset purchase. Do y'all wanna know how much I paid for my assets? How much do y'all think I paid for my assets?
Like cool
5,000.
Yeah.
5,000?
No, the whole building, the lease. She brought the lease.
Alright, so the lease is $4,000. That's not included in the asset. So just for all the supplies that are in there, all the baby beds, all the desks, all the tables, we paid $125,000. That was contracted out, but we only paid a deposit of $50,000. Alright, so we had a payment plan for the rest. $125,000 just for all the supplies that were in the building. Alright? So we got a loan for that, for a personal loan. And then from there, we had to start paying. As soon as she gave us the keys and we signed our contract, we had to start paying rent. Do you know how much my rent was?
Probably 2,000.
No, not that much.
700. 2,000.
It's $4,000 a month. So since I took over this agreement in March, I've been paying $4,000 a month. This is before I even have any kids in the building. All right?
How much do you like intend to make a month?
We'll talk about that. So $4,000 a month I'm spending before I even have a single kid enrolled. All right? So then I had to do that. And before you open a daycare, a little backstory, you have to already have it set up like it's about to open. So you can't just say, oh, I got this building, I'm gonna open a daycare. You have to have all your permits and everything in place so they can say that you're a good daycare center and you can open. So I had to have my rent. I had to open that because I had to get everything ready for them to come in. So I had to pay the rent, I had to turn on electricity, we had to do the water, I had to get permits, fire permits, I had to get health inspections, I had to get licenses for, I don't know, everything. I had to get certifications to make sure that I was fit to even run and operate a daycare. I had to do background checks, and then any unknown ancillary costs, things that we didn't even plan for that we ended up having to pay for. So things like, we'll talk about that in a second, but ancillary costs, yeah, marketing, anything like that was under ancillary. Advertising, branding, your brand is important. You saw all our little buttons and stuff that we had, our logo. I have a cup with our logo and I got everything we have is branding, t-shirts, everything. Because now when people see our logo, they know that, oh, that's that daycare. Oh, that's that good daycare I want to send my kids to. So what our goal is to have such a good educational foundation that people are going to get on a wait list to be at our academy. All right. And then staff training. Before I even opened the doors, I got to pay people to train. In the state of Texas, you can't tell people they have to do this training without paying them. So I had to tell people, hey, you need to come do this training. And guess what? I got to pay for the training and I got to pay you for your time. All right. So I had to pay my staff. So we signed the keys in February. We didn't open until August 12th. Last week was the first day we opened. So everybody that we talked to in daycare was like, oh my God, it's the easiest business to do. It's so easy. It only costs about this much money. And that was not our experience at all. I probably quit in my mind twice because it was so hard. So the number one thing that was hardest for us is we didn't have any financial assistance. Everything we did outside of that $50,000 we gave as our deposit was out of our pocket. So I've been paying for rent and everything else out of pocket. And the reason being is that we reached out to a loan officer and he held our information for 2 months and never processed it. Whenever I called the corporate office to see what our status was, they're like, we never even heard of you. So the guy never processed our paper. We felt like they were being racist or feminine or misogynistic because he didn't even try to process our paperwork to see if we could. So that was 2 months of time that we didn't do anything to, because we were waiting on financial assistance before we're like, you know what, we're just gonna do it with our own money. Filed the wrong fire permit. Nobody helped me. I never filled out a fire permit before. So nobody told me which specific form I need to fill out. So I filled out the wrong one. And so I had to wait 2 weeks for somebody to tell me that's not the right one. And then I had to like beg somebody in the fire marshal's office to help me go through all the stuff. I called him every day. But he was nice enough to help me. He didn't charge me or anything like that. But he helped me pass my fire permit. The mud department, that too controls the water out in Cypress. And so we called them, we paid our $1,000 deposit just to have water in the city of Cypress. And every time they came to turn it on, they wouldn't put it on because something in our building was running. So they would come on and be like, oh, your meter's running, so we're not gonna cut it off. We're not gonna cut it on. So we had to schedule a timeout because I'm still doing stuff and my business partner still works. I had to schedule a timeout to drive out to the center, sit there while the person turns the water on and figure out where the water is leaking or whatever throughout the center. That was about 2 weeks. Health inspection. Before you can even get your health inspection, you have to turn on the water, you have to get the fire permit, then you get the health inspection. And so health inspection came, we're excited because we knew we were gonna pass the health inspection, we didn't have no bugs, the water was on, everything was great. The young lady came in, she's about 23 years old, and she told me, I can't give you your water, your health inspection today. And I'm like, well, why not? She's like, because your water tank is too small. And in 2016, before this building was open, that water heater you have was okay, but the one you have now, the same one, is too small. You need a bigger one. So I had to stop that process. I had to find a water tank. Turns out the water tank for that area, it was too big because you have to have so much from the bottom, so much from the top, so much from the sides. So I was like, cool, we'll get a tankless. Tankless is a little small one. You put it on the wall, perfect, right? Only thing is, when they put it in, the plumber was like, I installed it and I plugged it up, but it's not working. You need to call an electrician. So I called the electrician. The electrician's like, oh yeah, that's fine. I can do it for you, no problem. However, you don't have enough power in your whole center to run this. So now he has to go and add extra electricity, add a new electrical box and do all this. Y'all know how much that costed?
How much?
$2,000. Labor and fees. That's an unknown ancillary cost that I talked about. I didn't think I was gonna be spending $2,000 to install a water meter, right? So we did that. Good thing the lady at the health department was super nice, because I just called her up and said, hey, we got our new water meter. And she came out like the next day and passed us. All right, and then after that, we can submit our license, our daycare application to the state. When they do that, they have 21 days to schedule you. So she waited until the 20th day to come out and inspect our daycare. So between all those processes, it took us 6 months to get our daycare open. All right, and so total money invested before opening, $98,000. All right, 50 of that $1,000 we got a personal loan for, but we did not get a loan for the additional 48,000. That has came out of our pockets. All right, so. And then the time that it took to open, it was almost 6 months to the day. February 15th is when we signed over the contract, and August 12th is when we opened. So, when everybody, you see all the like good things happening to people, and you're like, dang, you get jealous. Don't be, because it wasn't an easy process for everybody to get to where they are. We currently have 6 kids. We had 2 signed up yesterday, and we have another 5 to 8 signed up for next week. So my goal is 20 kids to break even to where I'm not paying anything out of my pocket anymore. Right now, our overhead cost is about $10,000, $11,000 to operate a month. All right, so if I don't have 20 kids, I'm gonna keep paying out of pocket. With 20 kids, and if they pay a minimum of $500 a month, what is that? 20 times 500 is what? 10,000, right? So if I get those 20 kids, well, no, what is it? 20? 10,000, yeah. So if I get those 20 kids, I'm gonna be gravy, right? I'm not gonna have to pay out of pocket that much unless something comes up that we need to pay for. So having your business plan and being organized and knowing what your overall cost and your overall head is very important, because you need to know what your break-even point is. My facility can hold 87. Can I do 87 times 500? Okay, y'all hearing me? All that 6 months and all that money is gonna be worth it, because I'm gonna be making 87 times 500 a month, okay? A month. So.
43.5.
How much?
43.5.
43.5, times that by 12.
Dang.
How much are we making here at
$522,000.
$520,000 a year. All right, and that's just our first one, and we plan on having more. All right, the next time it's not gonna be as hard, because I know what to do now, right?
No.
I know what to do, and I have experience. So, does anybody have any questions? No?
Where is that?
Anybody need a summer job?
Right here.
That's 500,000 before, but
Before taxes,
Before taxes and what else?
paying employees.
Expenses, right, paying employees, right. So that's not what I'm gonna make, but that my net will
That's
be,
your net.
won't be my net, meaning my overall cost minus all my expenses is what my net is.
Yeah.
But
That's your gross.
that's a nice number, right?
That's a good growth.
Yeah, that's a nice number. All right, we're hoping to pay back that 98,000 within the first 18 months of being open. So we won't be in debt anymore.
How many do you pay?
That's
Employees.
So we pay our director $20 an hour. We pay our assistant director $13.50 an hour. And our caregivers, based on experience, start at $9 an hour. Depends on the experience. But yeah, starting off, we'll make $9 an hour.
Can I work there for
But you have to have CPR, you have to have childcare classes, and you have to have a food handling certification. All that stuff to work in childcare. Oh, and background check, fingerprinting.
Wait, do I need a degree?
Nope. So, if y'all live in the Cypress area, and y'all need a summer job, we'll probably need some summer help with our campers.
Hey, it's summer.
Good, right?
I don't need.
But I will verify for the teachers the type of person you are.
I'm a good person.
I mean, I don't know, I knew y'all in 8th grade, I didn't know y'all now. All right, any other questions? No? All right, thank you guys for letting me
All right.
talk.
Thank you, Ms. Jackson.